Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we begin, let us give a brief little review. Now, another month has passed in the apocalypse, and currently we had Izuku. Izuku is dealing with a few things. He was trying to manage his hunger as a smart zombie, and that was honestly rather hard for him to manage. Now, it's been about 17 months, if my math is correct, since the world has ended. Almost a year and a half. And Deku, he lost a bit of control. He went back to the camp where Nejire and the others were. He talked with Chizuki, and Chizuki, he was gaining an obsession over the research Izuku brought him. The smart zombie blood he was researching. And the last month, he has made breakthrough after breakthrough analyzing this stuff. And it is beautiful. It's all he could have ever wanted. If the younger version of himself could see it, he would have been able to put more together, build the pieces, and dare he even say, potentially find a way to circumvent a few things. Now, this is rather intriguing. And Izuku, whenever he went to go leave, Jizuki tried to make a few more deals with him. However, that did not go through very well. Deku left, and the man convinced Nejire and Bakugo to go after him and try and find the source of the blood. Find the smart zombie this mysterious stranger claims to have in his possession. Now, Nejire, after she somewhat tailed Izuku and found out a bit more, she saw him lose control. She saw Izuku snap for the second time and feed on a human. And this ended with her scared and afraid, along with realizing the mystery man didn't have the smart zombie, he was the zombie in question. Her firing a shot and Deku dodging it, before she bolted away and had to run. Now, this means quite a lot, and Izuku, he doesn't like it, but he has to become more accepting of this hunger. It's a part of him, as much as he does hate it. Hate the very idea of choking down flesh to survive. It might be a necessary evil, as much as he hates those fucking words. Now, with that being said, Nedre, she was still somewhat panicking, and the group, they were put a bit on high alert for a few reasons. This guy came to their camp a total of 4 times. And, well, this morning, it might be a fifth. The group, they need to have things ready. The guy can dodge a bullet, and they know for sure smart zombies can catch arrowheads out of the air. I mean, if one of them wants to, they can take on their camp, knock it down, and destroy it. That will be that. And we do currently have Ninjare, who does go to stand in the room with Bakugo and Kendo. Currently the three talking about a lot. And Ninjare will go to bring up something she's talked about for a while. They need those damn robots at UA. More so now than ever. They can either try and release them out into the city or bring one of them back to the manor to protect against a zombie. I mean, shit. Get a mounted gun system or mount weapons onto the actual robots. Something for them to use. Combat schematics. She does not care. At this point, they might not be safe. Hell, May has said it was possible. She's practically fucking building a rocket right now. The thing is, if that guy comes back, he could kill them all. They got 2 people on the roof right now, and they need to sort this all out. She's not trying to raise alarms because putting Setsuna on edge is not what she wants to do. That girl has dealt with enough stress. She's just, she doesn't need to be in the loop. They can tell her more if things get bad. And Bakugo, he does try to explain. Okay, he gets it. He does get it. They don't even know this guy's going to show up today. But there's still a problem. Getting the robots up and running at UA will take time. Shit. He hates to admit it, but Nedre might just be overreacting. Besides, if this guy wanted to do something bad, he would have done so already. Think about it. She said that the guy saw her through a scope. And the guy, he has only asked them for ammunition. If he's a zombie, why the fuck does he need a gun? Yes, she saw some things that could not be explained, but how do they know they weren't just part of her imagination? And Nedre stands firm on this, telling Bakugo not to try and play that shit with her. She knows it was not her imagination. She saw what she saw. Besides, what about him? Well, she actually is trying to take risk as a leader. There's the fact he has been overly cautious. Yes, being cautious is good, but basically hiding away inside this entire place the whole time isn't. The last few months, groups haven't been seeing them properly. They have been limiting trade, and the trade they do have does not mean much. What has he been doing? Jack shit. Izuku had the right idea. And Bakugo, if he's going to be leading like this, trying to stick to his guns, he's not going to survive very long. And there actually is Kendo, who would go to someone jump up off of the counter, trying to tell Nedre that she just needs to shut up. She's going on and on again about Izuku. Yes, he had some good ideas, but he's gone. He sacrificed himself. I know, but still, he's gone. Don't compare everything to what he did. Why? He survived. He knew how to survive. He said a lot about you two whenever you were younger. What was it, pillow talk? Do not pull that shit with me right now, Bakugo. I know about what you used to be. Everybody does. I know what Izuku used to be. A nobody. But people still talk about him. People still tell stories. You especially like to talk about him, especially when you're drunk. You have a lot to say for a guy who hated him. Watch your mouth. Is that a threat? No, it's... You don't understand anything about that. The two begin to still argue, and Nedre, she is still defensive about this. Those robots need to be active. They have their own power source, and they have their own army. They can help secure the city. They're already losing it to the infected. If this goes on, there won't be a city to claim. There won't be anybody left to live here but the dead. And a city full of the dead? Yeah. That sounds like a pretty bad fucking idea to her. Us currently cutting to the roof, where somebody, they have a lot going through their mind. Currently them looking out the scope and thinking a few things. And currently, we do someone pull back and turn to the radio, expressing they've got movement. Us coming back to Nedre and Bakugo. The two both reaching in for the radios as Nedre pulls hers up and asks, what's going on? And Bakugo, he doesn't hold his in his hand. As Kendo, she does go to jump up. Her going to begin to walk to the other side of the room towards the door. Her hearing the conversation as she don't turn up her radio on her waist. And right now, she makes her way towards the armory, where they keep the weapons. And we do currently have Izuku, who is walking down that road and trying to make things clear. Him going to turn his head and try and tell Mina about what to do. And Mina, she currently just walk about 20 feet to the right. Her not on the road and making sure not to be seen. If they see two people they're not supposed to see, they're going to open fire. Though, if they see one person who should not be here, hopefully they don't. I mean, if he tries to come here peacefully, maybe they won't fire at him. Though, that's a whole other story. It's definitely going to be strange. Then again, this is about to get a whole lot fucking stranger. And currently we do actually have the person back on the roof, who they do to keep a constant sight on Izuku, making sure that bead they have on him is good, making sure they can get a clear shot in case he makes a sudden move. Though, at the same time, they don't want to waste the ammo. Then again, if he can dodge the shot, it'll take more time to reload. Just be confident in it. Let it take its time. And currently everybody, they do begin to get armored up along with their weapons. And we do currently have Nedre, who does go to put a magazine in a rifle. Her strictly the armor piercing May has created. Her wondering if these might be effective as she goes to chamber around. Her gonna turn and walk over towards the door. And there currently is Chizuki, who is trying to get his own lab set up. Or, I'm sorry, broken down. He's got a lot of things to set up. And currently, he is to head downstairs into the wine cellar with Eri, making sure that that door is locked and barred. And Setsuna is currently with these two. It's going to be very dangerous out there. If there's something that does go wrong, they need to hide. They need to make sure they're safe. And Chizuki, he might be a bastard, but he does have his own responsibilities now. And if he does need to, he can buy these two some time. Him trying to make that quite clear. He tells her a few things. He even thinks about writing them down. The code to the bunker and the exact location of it. If they do need to, head back there and survive. Get away. And this does mean a lot. And we do currently have where Nedre does go walking outside. And the person on the radio, they do try to express. They're not moving at all. Can you take the shot? They're looking right at me. I know. Can you pull the trigger? I can't pull it either. What do you mean? We'd have to sync it up. And even then, do you think that we can hit him? Can you hit the head? The moment we try and fire, he'll move. He's not moving at all. Baku's stepping forwards and gonna raise his radio. What's he doing? Nothing. He's just standing there. Currently Deku with his hands up. Him showing he's not here to harm people. He's not here to kill. He's not here for anything. In fact, currently Deku bringing his own hand up to his hoodie. Him going to grab the top of it and pull it off. And people, they do to watch on. Deku hearing two gunshots as he was on turn. Currently him going to sidestep to the right and move. Him dodging with his shots as they do not stand there. And Deku, he would go to hold his hands back up and then going to fall forwards onto his knees. Him bringing his hands behind his head and showing a bit more. Them describing what he's currently doing. And Bakugo, he's a little bit more intrigued. He's not trying to fight. It's a smart zombie not trying to fight. This could be a chance to talk to them and get some information. Though Nejire, she isn't sure. Izuku would not take the chance. Izuku would put a bullet in its head and move on. Hell, the first smart zombie they met infected Jiro. And then Jiro infected Izuku. Though the second smart zombie they met killed Ochako. And Deku dumped a round into its head. A whole hell of a lot of rounds in its head. And this, it does mean a lot. And Deku, he is annoyed. Him looking up at one of the snipers and bringing his hand up. Currently him grabbing his goggles and pulling them down along with his mask. And the moment this is to happen, they do just don't stare on. And we do have one of the snipers, they do just want to express. Holy shit. What's it doing? You go talk to him. Bakugo's not going to turn. Him stepping forwards and feeling his own gut drop. Right now, if they have a chance, they need to take it. And Nejire, she doesn't understand. Currently Deku pulling back up this piece to his mask, hoping that got the message across. Cause he has to hop the fence, it won't be pretty. They'll fire at him and waste ammo. Then again, he just to defend his head. Almost like a... Never mind. This passed through his head. The situation's too serious to try and make a joke. He can't. If he tries to break the tension or say something, say the wrong thing here, it'll be a problem. And Deku, he would look up. Currently him seeing the group making their way towards him. Them with weapons at the ready. And there currently is Bakugo, who will gonna look out and see the zombie. Deku staying 10 feet away from the gate as Bakugo would go to express. If they open the gate up, is he gonna rush them? Him shaking his head no. And Bakugo, he does gotta tell him. His people have aim on him. 2 of them. So you can see them. I can. Though, Bakugo, they're also... Well, Nejire walking up. Her holding up the weapon, expressing. Why the fuck is it here? And Bakugo, he does so if his head's not turned. A bit confused as to why the hell he knows his name. He knew Dr. Chizuki. And, well, Deku expressing. He knows who all of them are. Listen, they're not going to believe what he has to say. They're not going to believe any of it. He's not like the other zombies. He's different. Bullshit. You're hungry and you want to fucking eat us. No. No, Nejire, I don't. How do you know my name? I know you. I know you, Nejire. I know Tamaki. I know Mirio. Her expressing. A bit more surprised. And Deku, he would bring his hand up to his face, telling her, pulling down the glasses and the mask. He's met Mirio. And currently everybody, they do just don't stare on. And Bakugo's entire being, it feels like it just shifted. And Nejire, she watches on as her eyes go from shock to a bit more horror. This is Izuku. Dear God, it's Izuku. And Deku, he does his own look up. Them seeing the dark pittiness for eyes, the white hair, and the fact that he's alive. The fact he's in front of them. The fact that he's a fucking infected. He ate somebody. And Deku, he would have told them. It's been a while. Though, to him, it's only been a month. All of them still watching on. And Deku, he would make a move. Currently, him gonna bring his hand down as someone they're gonna aim their weapon at him. Them a bit more itchy on that trigger finger, and Deku, he would just freeze, expressing he's going to stand up. That's all he's gonna do. How are you alive? I don't know. I really don't. I was down there. The bomb didn't go off. I was pulled out of the truck. I was attacked by something and it hurt me. I couldn't get away. Next thing I know, I was covered in something, naked, and making my way out in the middle of the night from the nest. That's all I know. I'm still me. I've met Mirio, Nedre. I've met Sir Night-Eye. I'm sorry, both of them are infected. It's not good. I heard Night-Eye say that name. I hear a lot of things and my head's still trying to get on straight. But please, I'm still me. I'm trying to help. And Nedre, she does this on stare on. Horrified and happy. For some fucking reason, a part of her is happy to see him. Though, she never thought she'd see him again like this. Trying to just bury him. There was no body. There wasn't anything to bury. And this, it does make her someone cry. Her turning her head and bolting back to the mansion. Because she might have to be the one who tells Setsuna about this. If she even plans on it. And Bakugo, he doesn't hold out his weapon. Deku, getting to his feet, as everybody else, they do take aim at Deku. Knowing he can rush them and potentially kill most of them before they fire a single bullet. And Izuku tells them, okay, listen, he has some insight they might want to know. Get the fuck away from our base. Bakugo, I'm here to help. No, you're not. You think you are, but you're not. You're infected. I'm still me. Prove it. Say something only Izuku would know. When we were in that store, during the first week, I killed a man for the first time. I didn't mean to pull the trigger. We stayed there for a while. We were still trying to figure things out. Before we came here, I was still trying to figure things out. Trying to navigate the city wasn't easy. And what wasn't easier is whenever we saw Kirishima take his own life. Bakugo's staying on. And seeing the way that Deku is acting, he's showing remorse. And that's the weirdest thing about all of this. The fact he wants to believe him. What about your mom? I had to kill her. Like you did. We've all done a lot of things we don't want to talk about, Bakugo. Please don't make me describe that. I don't want to describe that. Right. I'm going to lower his weapon. And going to turn. Him testing Izuku a bit. If he tries to rush him, then this will be fine. They can shoot at him, and he might be able to raise the rifle with enough time to put a few armor piercing into his body. And right now, Bakugo, he does put that test out there. Him telling everybody, right now, they need to lower their weapons a bit. Be a bit more at ease. I'm going to turn back to Izuku. Bring up the gun as Deku. He's going to hold his hands back up, asking how Setsuna is doing. How far along is she? In his head, he counted 2 months. 2 months? Just about. It's been more like 6. 6 months? Yeah. 6 months. She's had weird cravings. I heard that was going to happen. Does Shizuki know? Know anything? Have you guys been taking care of her? We have been. We're getting prepared for when it's going to happen. Thank you. Listen, Bakugo. I want to help you guys. Do you? I do. I really do. The safety of that baby is one of my priorities. The safety of this group has always been my priority. Then leave. Fine. I'm staying at UA. Okay. And? I'm just saying, I'm at UA. If anyone wants to talk to me, talk to me. Bakugo is thinking. Before going to turn. Nedre's gone. Currently, him and a few other people do stand here. They're getting a bit more bare-boned. Their group is being picked off. And the fact that Izuku's here now, it could help them. I'm going to turn back, asking him what he might do in the situation they're in. The military is still a problem. He's eased up a bit on their poisoned resources. And, well, the heroes are back in town. I've heard about that. I've been to some other camps. Have you now? I have. Nearby. But I've also been trying to fix up a radio. Listen in on the broadcast. Hasn't been easy, but had to buy a new one. Still trying to learn a few things on my own. Though, I've been trying to manage. What the hell are you? I don't know. I still feel like myself. I just crave something. Bakugo holding his weapon back up, pointing it at Deku, not bothering to aim. If he's gonna mag dump him, he won't look down the sight. He's too close anyways. That half a second it might take to bring it up, he'd already rush him. Be too close. It might be effective. He might get lucky enough with a headshot, but he wouldn't let him. He'd protect his face. I mean, that's what he might do. And Izuku, he always won't take a step backwards. I'm going to turn and start to walk away, telling him he's here to help. If they ever need him, come to UA. That's his offer. It stands. They're going to need help. I'm going to turn and currently going to express to Mina not to do anything. Come back now. And Bakugo going to watch on. Him watching and hearing a few sounds in the bushes. The sniper's going to turn and see Izuku with his head facing away. Somebody taking their shot as Deku, he would spin around. Currently him bringing his hand up and slapping his right hand out. This surprising the person as Deku, his eyes don't still stand there. his bare face exposed. And the person, they watch on, disgusted by that zombie, because it looks like a friend. It looks like one of their goddamn friends. And this, it does mean a bit. As Mina does some stepping out of the woods, and then she does go to follow Izuku. The two walking back down the bridge as Bakugo, he does not turn, staring on, disgusted. Though also not seeing the advantage in having a zombie on their side. But at the same time, fuck. He doesn't want to. No fucking way does he want that bastard stepping foot inside the mansion. Not at all. And the currently is later. Everybody in the manor, they're told about what happened. And Setsuna, she does not want to believe what the hell she's hearing. She wants to see it for her own eyes. And even Bakugo talked about it with everybody. Talked about how Izuku said he was staying at UA. And Mina came walking out of that woods to be on his left. She's in his pocket as well. Or he might be on hers. In hers, whatever. It doesn't matter. Fact is, he's infected. And he acts the same. He does? What did he say? He asked about you. He was a lot more surprised. 6 months. Thanks for the consolation. But what was he talking about? He talked about protecting us. He did? Bakugo turned to Nejire. And Nejire, her facial expression softened, before it started to harden again, asking him, what else? He knew things. I don't know. He knows that we're not ready. That we can't face those people alone. And I see the advantages of him being at UA. That's true. With his help, we can probably... Nedra's trying to think. Izuku. If that is him in there, out there, it means a bit. It's a bit of a risk. He came here knowing who they were, talking like he knew them. He was worried. The incident in the subway, she wants to ask about that. Learn a bit more. Most smart zombies, from what Bakugo said, weren't that stable. Were not at all that stable. So, maybe it's not... No. Maybe it's like the infection. It starts out normal, and then builds up to insanity. But if that's the case, then they've got some time. She doesn't want to use Izuku that way. But if he's gonna go crazy in a few months, take advantage of it? No, Nejire, no, it's not him. It's just wearing his face. It's just wearing his face. This crossing our mind. We do actually have back at UA, where Deku, he does sit there. 6 months. 6 goddamn months. How are you supposed to react to that? It's just jarring. Alarming? 6 months. And this, it does pass Deku's mind. Currently him sitting there and going to have tears run down his face. And with that being said, we do also have Dr. Chizuki, who is more curious by this. The fact that this blood belongs to Izuku means a bit. So, The doctor talked about him being an anomaly, being something special. He can still get infected, but they didn't know what happens after that. They didn't know what happens if he becomes a zombie, if he actually went ahead and fucking turned. That's a bit more of an interesting idea. Topic, subject, whatever you want to say. Suzuki has a bit of, let's just say, a degree in this experimental form of science. Or, in the best way of saying it, some body horror shit. So, studying the undead, that could prove something fruitful. Maybe get Izuku to give them some more blood from other smart zombies. If they can get that, it can benefit Suzuki's research immensely, along with benefit their group. And right now that does go through the doctor's mind. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.